Hey guys, how are you? And welcome to a new music class with Miguel. Today it's a very important day because it's the first time we're going to be writing something, okay? We're going to be learning how to write a chorus. Now, the task you did last week was to choose the theme of your song, the story you want to tell, the rhyming scheme, the song structure. Now, remember, those things are not written in stone, so they can change during the songwriting process, okay? But they must give you and they should give you a guide of where you are going with the song, okay? So let's write a chorus. The objective of this session is, by the end of this session, you will be able to write a chorus using the tools given in this lesson. So you are going to learn about some tools that you're going to be using in your chorus by the end of this session and as your task. So let's begin. First, a disclaimer. This will not be your final chorus if you choose so. It might be the final chorus. It doesn't have to be. Again, this is a process and maybe you want to change something in the future, maybe adding more lines, changing some words. It's perfectly fine. But the thing is to learn how to use these tools. And maybe you will keep them in the future, maybe you will not keep them and change them for another thing. It doesn't matter, but you have to practice how to use these tools, okay? This is simply your first draft for writing a chorus. It will include some tools I will teach you and ways to make the chorus simple, clear, and memorable, because that is the most important part of writing a chorus. Making it memorable, simple, something that everyone can remember and sing. Now, why do we begin with the chorus and not with the verse? I know that I gave you some examples of songs where the chorus is the first part of the song, but the vast majority of songs do not begin with the chorus. So why do we begin writing the chorus, even if we want our verse to be the first part of the song? Because it's where the main message of the song will be. If we begin writing the verses, we might tell everything there, and there will be nothing else to say when we have to finally write the chorus. So in your song, the chorus is not going to be the first part of the song, but it is going to be the first thing you write. Okay, we have to make it clear that you want to put the main message in your chorus. If we start by writing the verses, you will say everything in the verses because you don't have the skill of writing a song. So we're going to begin by writing the chorus, not the verses. Even if your song will begin with a verse, okay? It doesn't matter. So the tools that will be used in this session are the following. The bookending, I will explain those later. Lines beginning the same way. Call to action. Bold statement. And using a question. So first, bookending. This is when you begin and end the chorus with the same line. Okay, this line, of course, has to be the most important line of the chorus, the one that carries the most weight, the one that you want people to remember the most. That is why you are repeating this line. So let's imagine you have a chorus of 4 lines. The first one and the fourth one are going to be the exact same. Maybe they can change a little bit, but it's the same thing said in maybe a slight variation, okay? So the first one and the last one are the same line. These ones are going to be different. Here you have some bookending examples. So the first one is the song Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. Maybe you know it, maybe you don't. Google it, search for it on YouTube. Here we have the chorus, okay? And as you can see, it has 6 lines, and the first one and the last one has the same line, okay? It begins, since you've been gone, I can breathe for the first time. I'm so moving on, yeah, yeah, thanks to you, now I get what I want, since you've been gone. Easy, you begin and you end with the same line. Another example, Bye 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 by NSYNC. Okay, here you have the first line, Baby Bye Bye Bye. Then you have 3 more lines, and the last one is again, Baby Bye Bye Bye. Okay, simple, beginning and end with the same line. Another example, Torn by Natalie Imbruglia. This chorus is bigger, okay, as you can see, has many lines. And the last line has a slight variation, but it's the same thing. Okay, she says in the beginning, "I'm torn," and the last one says, "I'm already torn." It's the same message. They just added a little word to make it, I don't know, maybe more impactful. Okay, but it's the same message, the same thing. You get the idea. And another one is going to be "Let It Be" by the Beatles. Now this one is a little bit different because not only does the first line resemble the last line, it repeats the phrase "Let It Be" many times during the chorus. But it's still a book ending because it begins with "Let It Be" and it ends with "Let It Be." Okay? Now, for this, if you want to choose this tool for your chorus will only have 4 lines. Okay, I'm not gonna make you write a 5-line or a 6-line chorus, not that big because this is your first time. So let's just go little by little. So write a 4-line chorus, and if you want to use this book ending tool, the first one and the last one should be the same. Okay. The second tool is lines beginning the same way. This one's simple. Every line of the chorus will begin with the same words, with the same phrase. It can be a complete sentence or it can be just part of the sentence. Okay. Here we have some examples of lines beginning the same way. "Happy" by Pharrell Williams. I'm sure all of you know this song. Okay, and as you can see in the chorus, they all begin with the phrase "because I'm happy." Okay, then it changes. Okay, but they begin with the same phrase: "because I'm happy, because I'm happy, because I'm happy, and because I'm happy." What's the point of repeating something? So that you know that the message is "I'm happy." Okay, every time you see something repeated in a song, it's because the songwriter wants you to remember that. Okay, because that's the main message of the song. Another example: "Get Lucky" by Daft Punk. Here you have the chorus is a little bit also long, and they all begin with "We're up all night." Now, in the first part of the chorus, the second part changes. "We're up all night till the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky." And then they repeat "to get lucky, to get lucky, to get lucky." But all the lines in the chorus, they all begin with the same phrase: "We're up all night." Okay? So what's the main message by this? That yeah, they're up all night. Why? Because they like to party. Simple as that. Another example: "Don't You Want Me" by the Human League. This is a song from the 80s. Very, very old one. And they all begin with the phrase "Don't you want me?" Now, it doesn't say a lot after that. They just say "baby, oh, baby, oh." But still, it's an example of lines beginning the same way because all the lines of the chorus begin the same way with the phrase "Don't you want me?" And the other one is "I Wanna Dance with Somebody" by Whitney Houston. Here you have the chorus, and they all begin with "I wanna, I wanna, I wanna, I wanna, I wanna, I wanna." They might begin with the "oh" or with the "yeah," but it's just like a little thing that adds no meaning to the phrase. They all begin with "I wanna." Okay? Now, in your course, if you want to use this tool, because you can either use book ending or lines begin the same way, there's no way you can use both of them, only one of them. In this case, again, the chorus you'll be writing is going to be 4 lines. I don't want you to write a big, big chorus unless you want to. Okay, if you really want to say more things in the chorus, okay, you can write 5 lines, 6 lines, or more. But let's just keep it simple and add 4. If later you want to change this, and right now you write a 4-line chorus, but then you want to add 2 more lines, perfectly fine. You can do that later on. But let's just focus on the right now. Okay, so write a 4-line chorus. And if you use lines begin the same way, all those lines have to begin the same way. Okay, the other tool we have is call to action. Okay, so in this case, the phrase that you want to be the most important has to be an imperative sentence. What is an imperative sentence? It is one where you are telling your listener to do something. Okay, let me give you an example. "Let's dance." You're not asking the person, like, "Do you think it would be okay if we can like go out and dance?" No, he's saying, "Let's dance." It's like an order. Another example, stand by me. Like, it's not, do you think you can be like standing right like next to me? No, stand by me, ordering. Another example, don't stop believing. Okay, you're ordering something. Another one, tell me something good. Tell me something good. Another one, bring me to life. Another one, play that funky music, white boy. Okay, notice all of them begin with verbs. Okay, so when you use imperative sentences, when you have this call to action tool, every time the phrase begins with a verb, they begin with an action. They don't begin with a subject, they don't begin with I or she or my mother or my girlfriend. No, they begin with the verb. Let's, stand, don't stop, tell, bring, play. Okay, this is a call to action. Now, another one is a bold statement. Okay, in a bold statement, you make a strong, clear, impactful statement. Okay, you're not asking for permission, you are saying something important. Okay, an example, I will always love you. The songwriter is not saying, I think we can go into a relationship and let's just do our best and see if it goes to the long run. No, he's saying, I will always love you. Another one, you're beautiful. He's not saying, I think you look nice. No, you're beautiful. Another one, everybody's someone. Okay? Another one, I want to marry you. It's not like, um, I like you and I think we can give it a shot and we can marry and see if it goes for a long, for many years. No, he's saying, I want to marry you. Okay, a bold statement, clear, strong, impactful. Another example, Baby, You're a Firework. Okay, by Katy Perry. Good song. Baby, You're a Firework. Another one, You Make Me Feel Brand New. It's not, you make me feel nice. You make me feel brand new. It has a more impactful feeling. Okay, it's not that I like the way I feel when I'm with you, which is a nice thing to say, but if you're gonna say it in a song, say it with a more impactful tone. Like, you make me feel brand new. That's like a very, very nice thing to say to someone. Another one, we will rock you. It's not we will entertain you, it's we will rock you. Okay? It has a strong sense to it. Now, the other one and the last one we're going to be learning today is use a question. Okay? So when you ask a question in the course, the listener will have an innate desire to find an answer to it. That's why it's good to ask questions. Not only when you write songs, but when you write anything. The moment you write a question in something you are writing, the person who is reading that or listening to it will have that desire to answer that question, okay, by himself or herself. So, some examples of questions used in courses are this: where do broken hearts go? Will you still love me tomorrow? Don't you want me, baby? What's love got to do with it? How deep is your love? Should I stay or should I go? How can you mend a broken heart? Isn't she lovely? Are you gonna go my way? And the last one, who let the dogs out? And yes, that is a real song. It's called Who Let the Dogs Out. Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't. You can go search for it. So yes, here you have questions that you can ask in your course. Why? So that the listener is attracted by the question and maybe he or she wants to answer it. Okay, so that is why it's good to have questions in your courses. Now, your task is gonna be writing a course, write a 4-line course based on what you answered in your last task, based on the theme that you answered in your last task, based on the story, based on that. Think about what you want to say and put that into the course. Now, first, you can decide if you want to use the book ending form or the lines that begin the same form. It can be one or the other. It cannot be both. It has to be one. After you have decided which one of those two you're going to be using, then decide which other tool you're going to be using. Okay? You can either choose call to action, bold statement, or use a question. You cannot use all three or two of them. They don't match. It only has to be one of them. Because if you do a call to action, it cannot be a question and it cannot be a statement. The statement begins with the subject, I, you, he, she, my wife, my husband, etc. We. So a call to action cannot be a statement and it cannot be a question. A bold statement cannot be a call to action and it cannot be a question. And a question cannot be a call to action and it cannot be a statement. So it can either be one of the three. So choose one of them and do it. An example can be that you want to use a book ending course with the question and then you write it. Okay? Another one can be used lines that begin the same way and it's a call to action. Okay, so choose wisely which one you want and then write the 4-line course. It's okay if you have never written a course in your life. It doesn't matter. The way we learn to write something is by writing something. The same way you learn everything else. How do you learn to swim? By going into the water and trying to swim. How do you learn how to ride a bike? By getting on a bike and pedaling and trying to ride the bike. How do you write a chorus? By actually getting a piece of paper or in the computer and start writing a chorus. Okay, so that's something that we're going to be doing a lot, writing, getting into writing. So that's it. And when you're done writing your course, upload it as a Word document or a PDF file to Schoology. And very important, begin the document by writing your name, the date, the subject, and your class. Please do that. And of course, since each one of you is going to be writing a course, there is no way you are going to be having 2 courses repeated because that is highly unlikely and almost impossible. So each person has to write a course. Okay, so do that and upload it to Schoology, and that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Write me an email, and I will see you next class. Bye bye.